for the disease that it is. You know, it's taken us a long time to get here. It was only 2013 when the American Medical Association actually voted to acknowledge obesity as a chronic disease. And we've had a trickle effect in terms of making sure that we have the resources to care for this patient population that has this disease of obesity. Like we said, we have a disproportionate impact on communities of color. I think we need to think about the different reasons why that is. Structural racism, systemic racism is a huge point. We know that stress leads to deposition of adipose or fat tissue that is increased in communities of color. The Black Women's Health Study proved that back in 2014 when they looked at the impact of everyday racism and lifetime history of racism and obesity in Black women in the largest study done in that cohort, which is the cohort obviously that represents my demographic. But we have to think about all of
a doctor by the name of Fatima Cody Stanford, who's an associate professor at Harvard University, on 60 Minutes last month, I believe it's January 1st is when the interview aired, is trying to convince people that obesity has little to nothing to do with how you choose your lifestyle or what it is that you consume, and that it is a brain disease and that it is genetic. That is a load of nonsense. Obesity has little to nothing to do with genetics. You might have thyroid issues and things along those lines sometimes. Obesity ultimately comes down to what you're putting into your body, how much exercise you're performing, and all of those things, sleep. And she says in this interview that none of those things matter, that it's a genetic thing. That is an absolute lie. I don't care how many degrees she has, I don't care how many people call her obesity expert. She is full of nonsense.